Guys, out shrimping St. John's River again. It's top secret spot. Nobody knows about this spot. Nobody knows. Okay, my last cast. Dead low tide. Look at this, guys. And some really nice ones in there. Really nice ones. Okay. So today's video, here's the catching part. Show you again how to clean them. We've covered this before, but we'll do it again. Here, like I said, on the St. John's River in a top secret area. It's top secret. So it's like 100 freaking degrees humidity out, 100% humidity out here today. So we're gonna put some more ice on. We brought plenty of ice. So man, when that cooler gets full fast. That was our second session of about 40 minutes. Important to keep your shrimp nice and cold. They come out of this 86 degree water. So they're already hot when they hit the boat. So we want to get them cooled off ASAP and mix that ice down in there with it. Another 30 minutes, we'll be done. Dozen, so we need to move the boat. So that's the thing. Boat's got to keep moving around, or you hit the same spots over and over. Pancake and pancakes. As always, specially modified nets. Using a 3.5-inch Gorilla tape in these, as well as upgraded and lengthened ropes. I do these custom splices. I use copper fittings, 1/2-inch copper fittings, beat them down over the ropes, and then squeeze them in the vise, and then put the heat shrink over them so that makes it nice and smooth on your hands. This rope's 32 feet. So when we get to some of our deeper holes, or the current's running really hard and wants to drag the net away from the boat, then I got plenty of feed to get to the bottom. Because if you don't get to the bottom, you're not going to catch it. Once it's on the bottom, confirm it's on the bottom, I'm going to give it some snatches like this. The sharp yanks on the rope. And that tickles whatever shrimp are on the bottom. It hit the drawstrings and makes them run to the top of the net. And after that, it's hard work. Pulling it up to 20 feet. Hopefully when you get it up, you got a bunch of shrimp. Yeah, we got quite a few. Here, we're culling shrimp today, since we've already got plenty of bait in the last few outings. So we're just dumping them on the floor, sort them on the floor, and we'll put the ones we want to keep in the bucket. Back in them. Look at that, guys. That is a net full, and some freaking monsters too. We'll be done shrimping shortly. We'll have our limit. There's a bunch of big ones in this one. That's probably 100 in that throw. So we're getting close to being limited out. You see the guys in this net All right, all good size. Look at the bottom of this net, guys. These are our sorted ones, but look at the size of these guys in here. So what we've been doing is just dumping them in the floor, picking all the big ones out, tossing back all the rest ones, the other ones back, so we're not filling up our limo, or we'd be, whatever we call it, 2 limits at least. You shoveled a 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah, probably.
We shoveled a 5-gallon bucket full back overboard alive so they can grow up. But super duper day here on St. John's. The weather's perfect other than it's 95, 6 degrees and humidity's 100%. But we're gonna get these guys iced down and probably be done for today. We'll see y'all back at the house. We're heading. So back at the barn, got the boat cleaned up. We're in here in the shade with the fan running. Got our cooler full of shrimp. And I'll show you how we get them out. We got long whiskers, so you just put your finger down in there and you twirl around the whiskers around your finger. And you gently lift them up out of the ice. Mrs. Backwoods is going to get her a bunch right there. Then we just hold them up and pinch them off into your tray. And what we're doing is sorting them as we're doing them, so each of us are doing a little different ways. I'm doing my smaller ones toward the front and bigger ones toward the back, so it makes it easier to sort them later, so you don't have to handle them twice. But just basically hold them up by the whiskers, pinch them right off, and then those go in the head bucket. So over on the propane grill today, you know, I could have used that charcoal. Trying to cut this time of this video down. I'm going to go ahead and put 2 skillets. I got beautiful old, not old, but Fuel Company cast iron, one of my favorites, daily user here. And on this one, got one of our antique Wagners, also daily user. Both 8-inch or number 8 pans or 10-inch pans. We're gonna get those guys screaming hot for our shrimp. So here are our shrimp. We use some of our mediums on this, a good use for your mediums. And I'm gonna go ahead and just go in here and give them a good sprinkle of our taco blend seasoning. This is some McCormick. And we're just gonna toss them around in that real good. That's got a little cumin in it, salt, red pepper, so on and so forth. And just go toss them around in there. I don't want to over season them at this point. I don't really know how much salt that's got in it. So just gonna get them all coated and let them hang out in the fridge for about 10 minutes and soak up all that nice flavor while our skillets are getting hot. Alright, so this one's smoking hot. Just give it a dash of olive oil. Gonna push that right down in there. The other one's still kind of coming up. And I'm gonna put about half of these in that one. I want to spread them out because I want them to cook fast. We're almost like blackening these together. I only gave them about 45 seconds on that side. Do not want to overcook them. Alright, those guys are coming out. Got a nice sear on the outside of most of them. And that's what we're looking for. Straight down the pan a little bit because we use that pan for taco shells in a minute. Meantime, I'm gonna turn that fire off. So things move pretty fast. We're doing this. I'm gonna go over here and flip these guys real quick. Most time just stirring them around is fine, but sometimes you gotta get in there and flip it individuals, a couple of individuals that don't want to turn over. But if they don't, it ain't no big deal. It only takes about a few seconds for these guys to cook. You're just looking for that char on them. It's going to give the deliciousness to this dish. So the final thing we're going to do here with this, I'm going to take my beautiful DALSTRONG knife. If you'd like to check out DALSTRONG's whole collection of knives, please see the link in the comments and down in the description box below. But about the juice of half a lime in those. I'll toss them all around now that they're beautifully seared. Alright, we'll let those kind of chill out over to the side and we'll start making our tacos. So I like to put my tortillas in the pan real quick and just give them a couple seconds to warm up. And I didn't clean that pan, so that's going to pick up a little bit of the shrimp. So we brought over a whole bunch more ingredients. I'm going to start out with sour cream. I like to put sour cream down first, and I use the edge of a tablespoon and I kind of put it around the rim. It helps to hold it closed. Works pretty well. So we'll start out with our ingredients. Get some of our beautiful shrimp right down the middle. Don't want to get too many or you won't be able to close it. And then we got our typical taco fixins. Use whatever you like. I'm going with a little chopped cilantro. This one. I think I got some shaved onion here. Just a couple pieces of that. These are sweet onions. Just a couple of them. Alright, and what else we got? We got some romaine lettuce. A little bit of that right there. And give me a second, we'll get in the fridge and we'll get the cheese. Alright, I got some taco blend cheese right there. Go right on top. Well, typically, I tell you, you don't want to overfill it, and I might have. But the sour cream does help to kind of close it up. Then we'll just continue making those until we have like 3 or 2, and then we'll bring in the corn. So there you go. That is wild shrimp tacos with Mexican street corn. The only thing we need is a little garnish. There's a couple of little lime wedges right there. And that lime wedge is really good on that corn too, I'll tell you that right now.
So there you go. Catch, clean, and cook wild shrimp from the Backwoods Gourmet. You guys want us to taste this, and I can't wait. All right, let's try it out. That is super awesome, and it's a great way to use those smaller shrimp, you know, that we catch when we're going out there shrimping for these wild guys. We'll catch some small ones, you know. We try to cull them out when they're running really good, but the small ones just taste just as good as the big ones. So thanks for watching Backwoods Gourmet. If you like what we're doing, please smash that like button right down there. You can subscribe to our channel right over there for another catch, clean, and cook video. It's going to be right up there. And for a whole playlist of cast iron and Dutch oven cooking, it's going to be right up there. We'll see you next time.